Hello, can you hear me? Oh, I can hear me. That's not good. This worked fine about 5 minutes ago. Right, okay. Headphones off. Right, is that any better? That's... I can just about hear myself. That's quite horrible. Okay. So, my name is Mark Inman. I am the producer of Planet of the Apes Last Frontier for the Imaginarium. The Imaginarium is Andy Serkis and Jonathan Cavendish's film and TV production company, who've also got into games in the last couple of years, and Planet of the Apes is their first title. We released on PS4 in November last year, and today we launched the Xbox and PC versions. The PC version is available on Steam and also on Humble Store at the moment. It will be coming to more places soon. Today I am going to be streaming just the prologue, which is the very first part of this game, which introduces some of the main characters and kind of just sets up the sort of early story, so that sort of, you know, once you start getting into the main chapters, we can start kind of really getting the ball rolling. What we're also going to be doing on this channel in future is we're looking at doing possibly some interviews, some behind the scenes footage, and also we will be doing some sort of deep dives into certain sort of parts of game development, how we came to sort of get the game to market, that sort of thing. And obviously, yeah, we're going to show off some of the sort of the sort of key features in the game and talk you through the game as we go through it. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading from notes. Couple of rules about the channel itself. I know there's not that many people watching at the moment, but if you can try to keep it sort of civil and PG rated, please, that would be great. If there's any questions people have got, by all means ask me on the chat. I can't guarantee I'll get back to you straight away, but if not, you can actually get hold of me through either our Facebook page, our Twitter stream, or we have an email address, support@imaginariumuk.com. If you've got any questions, please let me know on there as well. A couple of other things just about the setup before we get into things. At the moment, the setup's a little bit of a sort of, well, as you've already seen, it's a little bit sort of Heath Robinson. As a result, you may periodically hear the noise of loud cats, loud seagulls, and also a main road that's just immediately outside. So I'll try to avoid any of that interfering with the streams, but just so you know, it's a little bit sort of rough and ready at the moment. It'll get better over time. But if you do kind of hear anything start to interrupt the stream for you, then by all means let me know, and I'll kind of try to sort it out. Okay, game itself. So just a little bit of setup before we get into it. The setting for the game is somewhere between the films Dawn for the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. The group that the scene itself for where this all takes place is in the Rocky Mountains. You've got a group of humans who are based in what's left of an old town, just in the valley near the Rockies, and you've got a group of apes who've splintered off from the original San Francisco herd tribe, and are moving into they've moved several hundred miles into the Rockies. You play the story from both sides, both the apes and the human side. Not individually, it's one story that unfolds, taken in both sides' views. It's the same story, so you just get to see the same thing happen from both sides, and how the interactions from both sides kind of cause the story to sort of unfold as you go forward. As you might have guessed, it's a narrative adventure. We've done a few things differently to the sort of more established brands. So, for example, we've reduced the amount of choices to 2, because we felt that when you get 4 choices, there's subtle differences between some of them, and there's only ever really 1 or maybe 2 choices that make a significant impact to the story. So we just condensed it down to 2 choices, both of which will have a sort of a distinct impact on the game one way or another. That the same goes for action choices. There are action choices dotted throughout the game which are time limited, and what happens with those is that you can either choose to make an action, or you can just leave the controller and not touch it, but the impact of not doing anything is just as significant as actually doing something. Not necessarily always in a good way, not necessarily always in a bad way, but we wanted to make it so that not making a choice isn't some weak sort of neutral cop-out choice. There is a significant impact in not making a choice at all, and that's kind of it for now. I'm gonna just jump into the game now. Oh, hang on, I've got hold of the wrong controller. I've got 2 Xboxes here, and I've managed to pick up the controller that was plugged into the actual Xbox rather than the laptop. Right. I said it'd be slick. That's the other thing, there's multiplayer, and we'll come to that in later streams.
Once, we were part of great Caesar's tribe, but then soldiers came. Many apes died, and we fled. Led by father, we crossed rivers, mountains, walked for many moons. Until we found this mountain, this home, our sanctuary. Somewhere could live in peace. But now winter is coming, and there is no more food here. Apes are starving. We must find food somewhere soon.
So this is Bryn, who is your character, and Oaka is his wife. Bryn is the central brother of a group of three who we'll meet along the way. Kanj is your child. This is Juno. Juno's your youngest brother. He was born with a deformity, so he can't do the same things that other sort of fully able-bodied apes can. And some of the tribe treat him differently because of that. So their father is Khan, and he leads the entire tribe. It's never fully explained. I know it's explained a little bit in the intro, but it's never fully explained why they actually left the San Francisco tribe. We put the time limit bar in for to give the impression of there being a time limit, just so that you don't just sit there. But no, there is no time limit on conversational decisions. There is on the action ones.
Yes, brother. Think before you speak.
Clarence is like he's the friend and sort of advisor to Khan. He basically does it, helps him sort of steer the tribe in the right direction. Major Nelson's already tweeted about this game. I hope it does go in.
Tom Ross. He was a good leader of this town, a fair leader.
So this is the town of Milton, and this is where you catch up with the group of humans.
Now his wife, Jess, has agreed to carry his work on.
So Jess is the character that you take control of in the game. She is the wife of Tom, who's obviously at the start of this game. He's died of an unexplained disease that may or may not be the simian flu, but since this is many years after, it's unlikely to be simian flu. And stood next to her is Mark, who's a son, who she's already got quite a strange relationship with at the start of the game. He's very much his father's son. During the course of the game, you'll go through sort of like a discovery of what, how that sort of relationship can kind of be sort of improved, or whether or not it gets worse over time. It is set in the same universe as the movies. It's set between movies 2 and 3. We use different characters so that we don't have to sort of tie ourselves to what certain characters are expected to be doing at certain points in time. So therefore we can kill people off. We can kill apes off. Whereas if we set it with that same sort of set of characters from any of the movies, we'd be sort of tied into what their sort of timeline is throughout the whole movie timeline.
Let's hope God is with her and us. Laid low by illness, but a fighter till the end. Rest easy, friend.
Thank you. So Maria was the person who was doing the funeral there. She's another one of the major characters. She's an ex-Marine from the old time. She's become very much a pacifist character. So she's always looking for the peaceful way out of problems. That's right, yes. Same universe, different characters.
Thanks, Maria.
Jess, this loss,
it's released today.
it's not just yours.
Out today, PC, Xbox, PS4. But it's been out on PS4 for a while. So this is Luke Rainey. Luke Rainey feels like he should really be the rightful heir to sort of heading up the town that Jess has taken over from her husband. Rainey controls quite a lot of the resources and livestock and that sort of thing. The militia are all sort of in under his sort of control, so he kind of feels like now that Tom's died, he should be the one who's taken over.
Town asked me to take over, Rainey.
So one of the problems Jess is going to have throughout the game is the fact that she has to spend a lot of time convincing Rainey that she can do it,
What we got in store for women,
because he will kind
whether
of
we're prepared.
he'll kind of pick her apart if he feels that she's weak on certain things.
Sure. I know we have to work together.
There are hard days ahead, Jess.
I get it. Cold, snow, food in short supply. Mark. If he stops.
You giving me orders? Now you're in charge?
I didn't ask for this job. I miss your dad too.
Still can't believe you're running this place now.
You're not the only one. Come on. It's enough now.
So this is Carl.
My sons. Tola. Ren. Juno. The first snow has fallen. Tribe is hungry. Scattered.
So that's the three brothers. Toller is the eldest. He's very alpha. Bryn is the middle son, and as I said earlier, Juno is the youngest.
And Juno. Tribe see brothers strong together. Yes, father. I will follow Tola.
So as you can see, Toller's quite sort of. It's the Apes planet now, so he feels they should be able to go wherever they want. He doesn't see why they should be afraid of humans. That's the way he was. He's very much in the sort of Cobra mentality from the original tribe. Well, I'm going to stick with Clarence.
We have guns, like humans. We can kill too.
Enough! You will do as I say. Hunt together. Bring food for tribe.
And let Apes starve?
So in every situation where I'm making a choice, they all have an impact on those relationships immediately involved in that discussion. So by taking the Clarence's side, I've obviously affected immediately my relationship with Toller, because he feels I should be backing him up because he's the eldest of the three of us. And again, I'm going to go against him about Juno. And all the decisions are weighted differently, so some may have a very, very small impact, but it will have an impact, whereas others, more significant sort of decisions made, will have a sort of like fairly significant impact on that relationship. And they tend to play themselves out later on with situations where if you had a fairly neutral relationship, you'd get a choice to either do one thing or another. If your relationship with that character that you're discussing at the time, you have like a really bad or a really positive relationship with them, you won't get a choice to make at that point. It will basically, the game will make that choice for you, because the relationship has already kind of like got to a point where it's like, well, you would definitely say that, or you would definitely take the other viewpoint. It stops you from sort of contradicting yourself in a weird way.
You're right, it's not.
It's a big problem.
So what are we gonna do?
Ha! That is a big question. I wish I had a good goddamn answer.
What do you think?
No easy answers. And are you gonna tell people what the hell we're facing?
No. I keep this quiet for now.
Yeah, I agree. People here have gone through a lot, Jess.
One of the things I'm not showing on this particular part of the game is the mixer, the interactive mixer support. There's voting. I can switch it on so that basically anybody who's taken part in the stream, who's watching, can actually help make the decisions. They'll get 2 boxes underneath the feed with the choices, so that they can make it. They can help me make those choices.
This doesn't look good.
You in a hurry to start a fight?
This is the introduction of Willett and Oswald.
Who are
I guess you could see my friend here's hurt bad. And who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Oh, I'm torn. Aggressive or assertive?
Jess Ross! I'm in charge here. And you are?
Well, I'm Jacob Willett. And my wounded friend here, that's Oswald Reeves.
Yeah, hunting accident. Kinda hurts.
What did you have in mind, Mr. Willits?
Well, I'd like to tend to my friend's wounds. Get a roof over our heads a few nights, some water, feed for our horses. Maybe do some work for you in exchange?
What happened to him?
Like I said, hunting accident. I got clumsy. It happens.
We're just drifters, Miss Ross, trying to stay alive.
And you just drifted here.
What the hell brought you to Millerton?
Things got bad out there, you know? Hunger, disease, and dying. There's a lot of scared people. People who want what somebody else has.
And we're a lot better off. On our own.
What do you say, Jess?
I don't like the looks of these guys. And we haven't got food to spare.
Wait a minute. That man's hurt. And you want us to turn our backs on them.
I don't want to take the risk. They look like trouble.
Come on, Jess. Get them in now.
Can't let you in!
Jess.
I can't take any chances.
I won't let you do it.
Maria, this is on you.
Home sweet home.
So this is the last part of the prologue. This is what kind of sets up the start of the sort of main part of the story.
Today, Juno hunts.
It's kind of the first indication there of well, not the first indication, but it's kind of forcing home the concept that Toller doesn't really trust Juno because of his disability. He doesn't think he should be coming out on the hunt with them.
Yes, Clarence. I know. I will do my best.
And here again, Toller's clearly decided he wants to be his own person and not listen to his father. But on the flip side, if there's no food in the mountains, and this is kind of where it starts to chuck the dilemmas at you, if there's no food in the mountains, maybe they're right. Maybe they should be looking on the plains, because you know, if the apes are going to starve by kind of trying to avoid going down into the plains in case they might meet humans, you know, there's not going to be much time left for them. The length of the game is it's a 2.5 hour playthrough, but there's multiple endings, so it was deliberately made to be about the same length of as a movie, but there's a variety of different ways in which it can play out. So there's about 14 hours in total of game content. Sequels we don't know about.
Tonight we hunt on the
That might be something later to think about.
Tonight we bring food for the tribe.
That's your law. So that's how it sets the scene for going into the full game, into the main part of the story. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really tell you. I've kind of covered most things already. As I say, there's multiplayer that we've not covered, and we'll cover that another time. It's a local multiplayer up to 4 players, and obviously we've got the mixer voting features in there, which again it changes the way the game can play completely, especially if you get a big enough group of viewers to the stream. You can end up with like huge disagreements. The multiplayer, the idea behind the multiplayer is really to take the player away from what's going on the screen and discuss the possible choices that they can make, and you know, make it a debate away from the game before they actually make a decision. But you know, you can just all pile in and sort of pick whatever. It's really up to you. So I think that's it for this stream. Yeah, the game's out today. It's $15.99 on both Xbox and PC. It's the same price on PS4, has been since November last year. That's it really. I will be doing another stream either the middle or towards the end of next week. I am the producer for the publishing side, but I've worked in development for a fair amount of time. I've been in games since 1993, and I've worked for a variety of publishers and also for a variety of developers, including ones that I set up myself. So I've worked for Sony, I've worked for EA, I've worked for Eidos, Nokia, and then I've done sort of development stuff with a small mobile studio called Morphine, and a company I set up with a couple of other people called Honey Slug, and obviously now I'm working with the Imaginarium. Okay, so that's kind of it for this one. It was a little bit shorter than I expected, but that is quite a short intro to the game. Hopefully we can get into it a lot quicker next time, as we'll have less problems with the technical issues as I did this time. But I think that's it. So I'll catch you at the next stream. Okay.